All right, finally we're here, and it's such a great privilege and a wonderful opportunity and an honor to have Waleed here with me,
Thank you so much.
and such is a person of a great caliber, and I it's actually a long time coming. Having to set all of this up is a very busy person, and finally we got privileged to have him here.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So good to have you, Waleed.
It's really a pleasure.
It's gonna be loving to us and pleasing to us to hear you introduce yourself.
All right. So, as you have mentioned, my name is Waleed. I'm 19 years old. I'm gonna finish my 20 years old in July. Currently studying in the National School of Commerce and Management, also in FAS. This is my second year. Um, but actually, I do not limit myself just for studies. I do a lot of civic engagement and activities. I'm an active member in AISEC. Currently, I was elected as the vice president of the incoming Global Volunteer Department, which means I do welcome exchange participants from all over the world. And in the meantime, I try to look for opportunities for them, or basically enhancing partnerships with NGOs so they can come and volunteer here with them. Also, I've been really concerned about entrepreneurship. I did a lot of projects with ENACTUS and Hacking Page and Hold Prize. Also, I was doing a lot of activity with the US Embassy. I was enrolled in a program called Access Program, and then I also have participated in many competitions with them, such as the NASA Space the challenge, and so yeah, that's it basically.
That's way too much. I mean, for someone of your um, age, let me say, and you have so much experience in meeting people and welcoming people from different parts of the world, and I mean that's way too much. So far, what have you learned? What have you gathered from the experience? Getting to meet people, getting to be in charge, to be in command. I mean, you're the vice president of AISEC. I mean, that's huge, and you have so many accomplishments, so many competitions, so many projects you've partnered with different people. I mean, that's a big thing. That's exposure to me. That's civilization. That's you merging with people from different backgrounds, and So, what have you learned so far?
Actually, I've learned one thing, which is not belittling myself, but trying to look for a lot of things, try to immerse myself in many environments possible to look for opportunities. Because now I'm living in Peru youth, and I'm really passionate about youth leadership movement, how young leaders actually tend to impact their communities. So when I was studying in high school, I was always looking for ways to change my personality, also for ways to discover a lot of environments. So actually, it was driven by a huge passion to look for opportunities, as I said, and try to talk to a lot of people, to know a lot of mindsets, and especially to adapt an international mindset. And there is something that I really like, which is to think globally and act locally. Because being actually a citizen in FAS or in Morocco, I see that my community or my country or even my world needs change, needs positive impact.
Sure.
So when we say like this is just small actions, but we need to make them. We need to create leaders. We need to enhance our leadership. We need to be socially aware, and that's something that I tend to do to activate my leadership, and then transmit or activate others' leaderships. So there's something that I call the chain of leadership. So the main responsibility of a leader is to create other leaders. And those leaders has to create other leaders.
Yeah.
That's the chain of leadership. That's what I'm looking for. Even with small actions or something that we see as a micro thing, but it can have like a macro
A huge impact. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I tend to do.
That's really, really beautiful. And I tend to see, there is a proverb in Derija, I don't know, I really don't know the context, but it is like, droplets of water, probably it could be from rainfall, will make a big sea or ocean.
Yeah.
Can you say it in
قطرة تحمل الورق.
Maybe.
Which is basically drop by drop, the river flows.
Yeah. You saying that you have that little things you do. We shouldn't belittle those actions because they are great. Those little things are the one that sum up together to make huge changes and huge impacts. That's really beautiful. I could say that it depicts the acts of selflessness, and
Exactly.
that's the things that we see in leaders I mean, if you don't
Yes.
have the act of selflessness, trying to help people, if you're too selfish, if you can't see beyond your nose, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
you ain't a man for the world.
Sure. Yeah.
So really, really, that's impressive. And facing things like this, being a man of this great caliber and being in charge, being in control of a lot of things, you should have faced obstacles, challenges. So what would you say? And considering the fact that you're still studying, you're still a student, and you merge between work, it's work actually,
Yeah.
a huge work and a huge responsibility, and as well being a student. How do you cope?
Actually, the main challenge is to keep the rhythm, to keep the passion alive. So basically, while you have said, there is a lot of work to do, and you should be also concerned about your studies, because I do believe that we are obliged to pursue our studies, because I'm majoring in business, and there's something that actually helps me to develop a lot of ideas of projects, entrepreneurship, and everything. Also in AISEC, because we're not only focusing on soft skills, but also on hard skills. So, for example, if I'm enhancing partnerships with NGOs, I need to learn like sales techniques, sales capacity. So I should like try to find common points between my studies and my volunteer work or the impact I'm making. So, as I've said, you just need to be passionate about both things and trying to
maintain equilibrium.
exactly. And with that passion, you can create a rhythm that should not be trained.
No, that's great. And now seeing you, to me, I see you as a lot of people in just one body, because you handle a lot of things, and these are things that people will just be like, oh, this is what I do, and they limit themselves to it. I know a lot of people that will just be like, I'm a student, and they're just students. They're nothing more. Oh, I belong to AISEC, or I belong to a certain organization, and that's what they are. Like, they don't have more things. But you have a lot of things. You're multi-talented, you're gifted. You have a lot of things doing. And what do you think keeps that spirit alive? What motivates you?
Actually, this discussion that I've had with many friends is when I was 15 years old or 14 years old, I was always having that vision of me being a leader, trying to do a lot of things, trying to discover a lot of environments. So actually, that's a promise that I'm trying to fulfill for myself, for that 15 years old version of me. When I see a lot of leaders, a lot of actually young leaders like me doing a lot of great things, traveling around, enhancing leadership in people, I get inspired. And I like this inspiration. So
See the need that you need to do something. You
exactly.
need to impact. You need to change
Yes.
people. You need
Also,
to change things.
I want to do that. I want to impact other lives because I was impacted.
Yeah.
That's something that I cannot deny. I was changed, and I really like that. So I have to give back what
Yeah,
people
yeah.
did to me. So this is something that I'm working on.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I mean, if everyone could be like that, could have the same mindset that we need to give back. That's the same thing I said. Like, it's selflessness, and
Exactly.
it's really, really beautiful. And now, a lot of people are busy in their life with different things. And to me, I don't know, but I feel that people mistake success for wealth. Sorry.
Yeah.
So they tend to say, when I'm rich, I'm successful.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your own take of success? What defines success to you?
Actually, success is being surrounded by positive people. The fact that you know people that has also a great caliber, that you do impact people, that you do grow in the journey, that you basically a writer of a journey of growth. That's success to me. I mean, wealth is good. I mean, we cannot deny that. We can buy a lot of
Everyone wants
stuff.
to be rich.
Yeah, and but real success is when you actually do the things that you're passionate about, and do the things that the community needs or the environment needs. So that's success for me, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that we are all created for something. Like, each
Yeah.
person is created with a talent, with a gift.
Yeah.
Though I have my own different definition of talent, and I know a lot of people will agree with me with that. But it's okay, because in a way, I can say that there are talented people.
Yeah.
You just get yourself devoted to something, and you do it more often. So the more you do it, the more experience you are in that channel. So it's more like if you say someone has a talent and he doesn't implement it or doesn't do anything in it, it won't grow, it won't become better.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's more like acquiring a skill. So anyway, I shouldn't go into too much details talking about that. And I really love your definition of success, and I think that we should try to accomplish. I mean, anyone could die at any time. Death doesn't have
Exactly.
a specific time. So talking about you being an entrepreneur, so what do you think? How would you deal with a great loss after investing a huge capital in a business? You feel okay. I mean, loss is part of business, right?
Yeah.
So a very big one.
Actually, there is a quote that I like that has been said by Winston Churchill. He said that failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Is when you decide to immerse yourself in the domain of entrepreneurship and eventually growing with the project and everything, and it fails at the end. So you have to start, but this time you will start with an experience. Because the first time you didn't start with an experience, so you didn't know what to do. So the second time when you will fail, or basically will fail forward, not fail backward. This is something that we should adapt. Because I myself, when I fail, I get disappointed, and I'm a human.
Yeah, that's
everyone,
human. Yeah,
exactly.
everyone feels
But
that way.
at a certain time, we should not stop, because this is life. This is not like paradise or something where everything is perfect.
Yeah.
But you have to fail forward to make things happen again, because when you fail this for the first time, or basically the second time, you will fail with an experience, with an added value. So the capital is gone, but the experience stays the same. And it can be enhanced, it can be improved, it can be a lot of things.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And basically, you're trying to say that we learn from every experience.
Exactly.
And when you lose something, it's a payment, it's a fee in exchange of the experience.
Sure.
And there is a proverb in my native language, and I would love to say it that way. It is called, they say, "Tie shimbadani atsumuni," which simply translates to be that when you're on riding a horse and you fall down from that horse, you don't just sit down there and watch. You climb again, you mount on that horse, and keep going. Like that's the way life is. So when you lose at something, or when you fail at something, you proceed, you start again. So it's more of the experience. You gain more experience, and it's worth it. The experience is worth it.
Exactly.
So now you train a lot of leaders, a lot of youths. You talk to a lot of people, and you've experienced a lot. You have a wide range of experience. And what do you think is the most asked question? Things that young people ask you a lot. Like, Waleed, we want to ask you a question. What do they ask mostly?
Basically, the main thing that we ask a lot, or I ask a lot, is I was talking about it in this.
So you've been asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is leadership? I mean, everyone asks, what is leadership? What's the real meaning of being a leader?
Wow.
What is the different types, or what is the different styles of being a leader? So people tend sometimes to relate leaders to perhaps successful politicians, or maybe corrupt politicians. But other people relate leadership to not getting credit or being the most famous one, but actually empowering others and basically impacting your community, driving it to a positive change. That is leadership. Because in my trainings, or whatever that I tend to do, is to do a social impact. So whatever I'm working on is social impact. And when we say social impact, is giving back with not getting as much. So financially speaking, or something, you do this with passion, with sacrifices. You do sacrifice your time, but something that is very valuable is while being selfless, is the real meaning of growing. You grow throughout the journey. This is actually a journey of growth. Impacting people is growing yourself.
Yeah, indeed it is. And I said wow, because I am kind of surprised that young people ask these questions. It shows how oriented they are, how civilized they are,
yes.
and how gold fashioned. So, um, what do you think people should know about you that they don't already know, or something that they misplace, like they get the wrong perception of you, and you think it shouldn't be that way. People should know me really. That's not who I am. Why are you getting this wrong? No, that is not Waleed. This is Waleed.
Actually, this is something that only my team or my members know, is that
People that are very close to you.
yeah, is that I'm a very empathetic person. I tend to be empathetic, and when people like
You show empathy a lot.
exactly when people see me from far away, or for example, if I'm delivering a session or saying something, just and they do not get close to me, they think that I'm not empathetic, that I'm
Very brave, smart, outspoken, and
yeah, I think it is. But the main thing is I'm really empathetic, and I tend to manifest my emotions and do everything with empathy.
oh, yeah, it's always like that. People get the wrong perception of people, and I think I told you one time too. Like when people see my picture and they'll be like, "I can't be Taufik." Oh, it's probably gonna be a shy person. It doesn't talk too much. I mean, you got it wrong. Taufik talks a lot.
Taufik is not shy.
I'm not. Never. I'm not shy. You can take me home to your mom. Anyway, that's just that. I know. I get to know that you write as well.
Yeah.
You said you attended a competition week.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some times ago, and you also told me that you write about a short story about love, and so basically, almost every writer, let me say, would claim that they are being inspired by their environments, by the things they see in society, but which is not always true. It's not completely true, actually. And I see that apart from that, there are some things that motivates a writer to write.
Yeah.
So what would you say about that? What would you see that motivates you outside the environment?
Sure. Actually, writers throughout the history, we cannot deny that they are inspired from their environment. So, for example, if we say like the example of Fyodor Dostoevsky, and many like great
Right.
books all over the time, like The Brothers Karamazov, or The Idiot, or The Gambler, is being inspired by his environment, which is very good actually. But what I'm trying also
and that's why plots and themes, all of these
Exactly.
are really, really important and
Yeah.
considered while writing.
exactly, like also Gabriel Garcia Marquez, when he was inspired by the Civil War and everything, it was really good.
It shows you read a lot. You're not just a writer.
Yeah. And but also what I like to add to my stories is to start with myself. So for example, to do like and incarnate a character of my ideas and try to see myself in a new environment. So for example, I am Waleed, and I'll try to incarnate my qualities, my ideas in a character called, for example, Michael in Germany or any other place, and I will follow that character throughout his journey. And I will learn from that perspective. So that's what I'm trying to do. Also, I'm working on a book. I'm trying also to keep it private, which is basically
It's public now.
yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to name it The Choice.
Choice.
The Choice.
Okay, choice.
This is actually a very interesting thing. Also, I had a lot of conversations about the capacity of taking the choice or the decision. So I'm trying to take my ideas or my journey and try to as I told you, to incarnate it into a character, yes, and trying to put a lot of challenges to that character so that I can see what to be improved and what to see myself in another environment, in another perspective. There's something that I actually really passionately do.
It's really beautiful, and I believe you have a lot of things to write, and it's a good way to write, and
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be considering that too, and I see a lot of writers doing that. I know a couple of people that do the same thing. It's just that it's a different way. You are trying to use your own you as a character, and what I see people do more often is see a story and twist it. A real life occurrence, maybe something that happened to them, and you just like fictionalize it. You just like put some other characters into it, and dilute it a little bit. Anyway, it's really beautiful to know that you are, and I wish you all the best. It's all.
Thank you.
I can't wait to read. So let's talk about Africa. We're Africans, right?
Yeah.
Are we?
Sure.
Africans, are
100%.
So, what do you think about Africa? What do you think? What do you think we can change? What do you think can be better? How do you think we can improve in Africa? It's very important to talk to you about that because you are someone who has exposure, who has met with people outside the country, outside Africa, and you've related with a lot of people, the US, and you have a lot of relations with people outside the.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to start talking about Africa, I actually want to start talking about the European vision of Africa or perspective of Africa.
Okay.
So many people see Africa as let's say the factory of the world, like we have a lot of resources or something. But I didn't say that we create leaders. I mean, African leaders are I feel passionate. I mean, but when you see a lot of corruption, you see a lot of politics, this disagreement, and a lot of things, you actually get hurt and sad, because we do owe very huge potential. And throughout my journey, I was actually looking to study in Africa. I wanted to study in South Africa, study in Mauritius, and it's something that I still want to do. And in my relationships, for example, AISEC, I tried to enhance international relations with many countries like Nigeria, Kenya, and a lot of countries.
Because I know Nigeria,
and because I know Africans in general, youth Africans possess a real huge potential, and we should focus on this, because I know states or here in Morocco also. I mean, to start with my country, we did not enhance our youth leadership, because youth leadership movement is really big, that we do not
invest in it.
Exactly, that's the right term. So we should be like trying to adapt a mindset of durability and try to invest in our youth, trying to give them opportunities to grow. Not only because I myself or any Moroccan student, any African student tends to choose an environment outside in Europe or America or something. So we do tend to study there, make a career right there. But we should give it back to our countries, because if we do not have like a sense of ownership to our country, it will not be changed. Because I want to study abroad. That's something that I cannot deny. I want to live abroad, but I want to give back to my country. And this is something that we should all do. And this is something that's the right mindset that we should try to infect in our on the next generations.
Yeah. I think that's where we're lacking more. We don't love our country the way we should.
Yes.
And that's really hurting us badly.
Yeah.
I reason with you, and I see a lot of people, even the United States, they have a lot of doctors, qualified doctors. More of them are from Africa.
Exactly.
A lot of them are from Africa. Like different, even in the tech world as well.
Yes.
The tech world, we have. I know of a Nigerian working with Apple and is very talented.
Yeah.
Makes robots games. These are people that have huge brain. I mean,
Exactly.
robust brain.
Yeah.
But they are of no use for their country or their continent.
That is so true. Yeah.
So I think we need to do more loving our country and embracing it the way it is. It's bad right now, but it's left to us to change it. I mean, if we don't love a country, who will love it? Is it an American? Is it who will change it for us? So we need to see it as a responsibility on our shoulders to change it. So and here we have Waleed. He's a leader and is willing to change it, and I'm here with him supporting him.
Thank you.
Hope we have everyone supporting their countries and making a difference. So undoubtedly you have a very great level of fluency in your English, which is very amazing. I mean, it's very weird. Don't let me say weird. I don't want to say weird. I don't want to say odd as well. But in the Franco arena, where Morocco is a francophone country, and having someone like Waleed speaking fluently. I mean, that's really huge. And considering that you've met a lot of people and you've seen people, tourists, travelers from you've hosted a lot of hosts from different parts of the world. And which country would you consider traveling to, considering your experience meeting people, from different cultural backgrounds, and okay, these are people from Asia, these are the way they reason, these are the way they do things.
Yeah.
So judging from that perspective, where would you be?
Actually, my desired destination is the Middle East, precisely Lebanon. And actually, this is something that many of my friends know. So if you're watching that, you will know that I'm really passionate about Lebanon. And I wanted to study in an American university in Beirut, but unfortunately I didn't. So
You shouldn't give up. I mean,
yeah, I really like the vibe there. I mean, the multiculturalism there, the culture there, traditions, everything it's good. But when you speak of a perspective of politics and something, it's corrupt. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I want to experience that. I want to go there, speak to Middle Easterns and see there is a term called Orientalism.
Yeah.
Also, there was a writer called Edward Said. He wrote about that, and this is actually something that I want to experience. I want to live the real Orientalism and see people thinking their mindset, the way they behave, and
experience it and see if
exactly.
it's true. Because the way you've read it.
I am an Arab, and I want to live that in depth. So
it's actually the mindset of an Orientalist, or the meaning behind Orientalism is way bigger. I know. I've read the book, and it's more centered about the Arab world.
Exactly.
But it's more than that. It's more than that.
I mean, geopolitically speaking, and
it has to do with the Westerners, and
exactly.
so in that wide.
Many amazing.
So anyway, though you broke my heart. I thought you were gonna mention Nigeria, but no problem.
I'm gonna visit.
Waleed is not coming to Nigeria. No, don't come to Nigeria.
Yeah. I love you. I love your food. I mean, I love to
really,
food.
we have beautiful foods.
Yeah, I mean,
Amala, semo.
It's hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Spicy. It's so spicy.
Not every fruit. You need to try some.
I've tasted like chicken with rice. I mean,
it's not always saucy like that. Like the Senegalese food. It's not as saucy as the Senegalese food. It's not. Anyway, everyone would say their country's food is the best. Like Morocco's food is the best right now, right? we had enough of you. It's been a long day, and we took a lot of your time already. And as I said earlier, Waleed is a very, very busy person. Very busy person. So I want to ask my last question, and I think it will persist like this in all of my podcasts, because I'm still curious to know what love truly means. We've seen thousands, even millions of, let me say billions, countless meanings and definitions of love. But I don't know what love really means. I feel everyone has their own perspective, everyone has their own meaning, their own definition of love. To you, Waleed, how do you define love?
Actually, this question, as easy as it seems, it's a really tough concept, because
Really, really tough one.
yeah, for love, actually, what I think is love is basically the essence of whichever journey you're gonna take, of whatever you're gonna do. You gotta do it with love.
Okay.
Also, I wrote a creative story called Love in Times of Curse, and also another one called Rabbit Hearts. So basically, what I'm trying to focus on is love is the element, or the main element, for you to do things. Not only loving someone or anything, but just love is like, as I told you, is the essence. Because if you're not doing this with love, so you're just gonna die, basically. But if you love someone, you gotta try to keep that bond and improve it. But you should do things with love. You should do things with passion. So that's when love comes right into passion. But it's really tough.
So the way you see it is more like, and I really love your definition. I love the way you see love, because people tend to see love as a relationship between this person and that person, and I hate to see love in that manner. And mostly they tend to see they seclude love to be between a female and a male. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that.
No.
this is Waleed. I might be in love with Waleed. That doesn't mean I'm a gay or homo. No. I mean, so judging from you, if I understand you well, I mean, your own definition of love could be you being in love with something, you being in love with a craft or something or an art that you want to bring into life. You put your love into it, and it gives birth to passion, and you create something amazing and great. That's beautiful.
So basically, while manifesting your emotions, while trying to put what inside you into the concrete word. This is something that basically all of my friends agree with, because I always tell them that I love you, even though it's a guy. No gay homo. So you gotta do things with love. So that's what makes us feel alive, basically. Because if you're not doing things with love, you're not moving with love, you're not waking up with love, you're just doing nothing.
That's what makes us be alive. Love is the essence of life. I think that's enough. If you hold on to this in this podcast session, I mean, love is the essence. It's an essence to be alive, and this is Waleed's definition of love. And probably we're gonna be having someone else. Trust me. I brought this amazing personality here. You guys should pay me for this. So you should await what's next, and probably we're gonna have someone amazing as usual. So thank you, Waleed.
Thank you so much, Albert.
It's really a great privilege.
Thank you so much.
It's wonderful having you here. Bye, guys.